What's up? It is BTD live, and it's just me. You just have Josh today on this Monday morning stream. Dez is driving back from Austin, where he was for UT versus San Jose State. Doesn't seem worth it to me, but you got me. You got Josh today. We are talking about the embarrassing series loss, where your bats could not figure out Patrick Corbin, of all people, or who pitched in the first game. Who was that in the first game? Somebody tell me. Your bats could not figure out Merrill Kelly or Patrick Corbin, but I think you put was it a 5 spot or at least a 4 spot on Jacob deGrom? So the bats keep just doing the thing that they always do, which is hit elite pitching and then can't handle a guy with a 6 ERA. It's the most consistently infuriating thing on the planet. But yeah, I'm here. Dez he might pop up. He might come in remote, but he is currently driving back from Austin, so he just got me today. We're going to talk ball. Talk with me. Oh, yeah, I forgot to I got to update the frame here. I'm tired of scaring Paul. That was from last week, and we're still tired of this. The Astros go up to Toronto against how the Blue Jays doing lately? They are 5-5 in their last 10. Because they were on fire. So thank God they've cooled off a little bit, but they are still leading their division by 2 games. So they're in the same exact division race hunt that the Astros are, and we need them to figure it out. We need the Astros to figure it out. We need them to get these bats working. The arms have been solid. I mean, the arms have been putting you in a position to win games, even on Friday. Your bullpen gave you, who started that game? Was that Javier? No, Colton Gordon. Colton Gordon came out, gave you 4 1/3 innings, 3 earned runs. Totally fine from Colton Golden. Colton Gordon. And then the rest of your bullpen comes out. Blue ball gives you 2 2/3. You have King for an inning, Abreu for an inning, Kimbrel for 2/3, Okert for an inning and 2/3. I mean, your bullpen put you in prime position to win the game, and it's like they refused. And I want to look this up. I don't know if Astros lost the series against the AAA lineup. Exactly. I want to know if I meant to look at the stat. I shouldn't have any time this weekend watching football. But it feels like it's been about 3 weeks since the Astros had a sac fly. Like, when's the last time you saw a sac fly? A runner on third, less than 2 outs, and they hit a sac fly. Yesterday, Diaz hit a little dribbler to third that worked out as a sac hit, essentially, same as like a sac bunt. But when's the last time the Astros had a runner on third, less than 2 outs, and they hit a ball deep in the outfield? What's going on with that? Let's see. DLS has earned a circle of trust spot for sure. Absolutely, Turtle. I talked about the what did I say? It was like a 3-headed monster, and then became a 4-headed monster, and then we lost one of those heads, and then we gained another head, and then that head fell off, and now we gained another head, and that's DLS. I mean, we were excited when the Astros went and got him. I thought he would be a nice addition. His stuff looked like the kind of stuff the Astros are known for going to get and being able to turn into something. Oh, my God. So last Friday, we talked about DLS a bit, and I remember saying his ERA plus was like 500. something like that. Like that's sustainable, sure. Like that's a ridiculous ERA plus. He actually raised that ERA plus now to 6.17 in 13 innings, which is absolutely ridiculous. Put that in perspective. AJ Blueball's been very solid in his 17 and 2/3. His ERA plus is 139. Josh Hader's ERA plus was 204. That was leading the Astros. And DLS has come out here and pitched 13 innings, got 13 Ks. He allowed one solo home run. I don't know if it was solo, but he has one earned run, and it was a home run. Sack fly, what is that? Yeah, I don't know. Let's get to some comments on IG. You can hit speed when all you're trying to do is yank crap. Yeah. The slower the pitch approach. Yeah, that's a good point. Old bald guy. Can also talk about not being able to get a runner over and in 3 innings and not a run. Yeah, that's the issue. Is like, and they all know how to do it. We know Jose Altuve knows how to put bat to ball. We know Carlos Correa can bring a guy in. We know Christian Walker can hit a deep fly ball. They can do it, and they seem to be able to do it any other time in the game. But right when you get a guy on second and you just need to get him over and get him in, it's like they lose their minds. It's like they lose the approach. They're pressing. They're not swinging at the right pitches, or they're taking a pitch right down the middle. They're not geared up to the pitcher is out pitching them. Every pitcher is out sequencing them, and they're not figuring out how to make it work. I'm so glad Jake is back. It feels like when anything goes to center field, I know it's going to be caught. Exactly. That's a great point, Megan. That was the upside for me this weekend. Once you had Jake back in that lineup, I know the lineup still struggled on Sunday, but it just feels that much deeper. Not that Jake is some masher, but it's like, okay, we don't have a guy with a 600 OPS at the back of our lineup, or like a 500 OPS at the back of our lineup. As much as I appreciate what Trammell has done, and I like Jacob Melton's speed, it's so nice having a guy that is elite center fielder, and he can hit decently, Let's see. Let's get to some more comments. We get a lot of those with 2 outs. Yep. It's like they runner on third and 2 outs. They can hit a ball to the warning track every time, but it's less than 2 outs, and it's a pop out to second base every time. Let's see. LMJ was abysmal out of the pen. Was not great. Tough situation to be in. Like, that's just playing with fire. If you're on the road and you're in extra innings with the Manfred rule, it's on your offense. As a pitching staff, you should expect to give up at least 1 run in an inning, because it's like you're starting with no outs, a runner on second base. Most teams should be able to score at least 1, and the Astros can't get that done. Souza and Ort might be back in the event of playoffs, apparently. Yes, I saw that. Was it Ort or was it, I think it was Ort. Yeah. A little frustrating that you keep losing. You build up these great bullpen arms, and then you just keep losing them. It's an epidemic in the with the elbows in the bullpen. Arias' last home series, I think. Oh, the last sac fly? I think you might be right. That last home series, he had a sac fly. So it's been like a week, but it feels like it's been, yeah. I think Arias has 10 sac flies on the season. Maybe we should just pinch hit him when we have a runner on third and 1 out. I don't put any blame on LMJ in that situation. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't either. I mean, that's not really what LMJ is supposed to be doing anyways. And I don't think had any thought that he'd be coming into that game, even by like, you're sitting there in the 7th inning, 8th inning. I don't think LMJ is like, okay, I need to get ready just in case I need to come in. That game should not have gone on that long. It kind of makes you think back to before. As much as I still kind of hate the Manfred rule, like if the Astros had to deal with normal extra innings, their armors might fall off. Like if they had to throw a 15, 16 inning game and then turn around 2 days later and have another 10, 9, 11 inning, like it'd be ruined. Let's see. Yeah, offense 100% to blame for that game. 1,000%. LMJ was bad, but it wasn't the issue. Yes, I think that's the main big point with this season. Is like, sure, you can be frustrated with the pitching at points, but the issue all year has been the offense. When the offense was going good in June, you were winning games. All the other months where they have been not good, not bringing runners in, scoring position, not moving them over, getting them in, putting up 3 or less runs, it's hard to win games. Your pitching staff, the Astros, the Astros, when they score 5 or more, let's see, looking back to the past few weeks, they scored 5 or more runs 1, 2, 3 times. 4, 5. So dating back to the Baltimore series from the 15th of August on, they scored 5 or more runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and like 20 games, something like that. And they won every single one of those games. How about that? That's who knew the answer was score more runs, but I mean, really, that's all they need. The Astros can put up 5 or more runs. Their pitching staff has been able to hold teams to 4 or less runs almost every time. The only time you see the pitching staff really blow up is when they're already losing, is when they're losing by 3 to 4 runs already, and so they put in, an innings eater guy, and it's just like, we need you to eat innings. It doesn't matter how many runs you give up, and that's when you see the lopsided games against them. It still comes down to Altuve. I think Joe is leaning into that. Yeah, I think there's tough conversations to be had if he can't figure this out soon. At 78 and 66, how many of the 18 remaining can we afford to lose and still be in the playoffs? Weirdly enough, if the Mariners and Rangers keep playing how they're playing, which is following the trend of whatever we do, they do for the most part, you could probably win the division winning 85 games. I wouldn't trust on that because either the Mariners or the Rangers could go on a run tomorrow. So I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. If I'm the Astros, I'm trying to win all 18. I'm trying to win at least 12 of the 18 to get to 90. But, really, thank God the Mariners and Rangers have been as bad as they have been, because there's no reason why the Astros should be in first place right now. They haven't been playing like a first place team since June, and they just managed to hold on to it. Hopefully the lineup from Saturday is what we see versus right-handed pitchers the rest of the season. I think that is what the lineup that they're going for against right-handed pitchers, and I think they're still a little weak against left-handed pitchers, which is wild because they have such a right-handed heavy lineup. But I would bet that this season against left-handed starters, they've performed worse. Let me see if I can find a usually I have Des here to vamp while I look up stats, look up nerd shit. But let me see. Against left-handed starters, it doesn't have their win or loss, but against left-handed starters, their OPS is 766. Against right-handed starters, their OPS is 706. So, overall, it's like you look at their OPS, and they're a pretty good team if you look at OPS. But if you look at actual runs scored, that's where it takes a dip. It's like they have no issue getting hits against pitchers. It's scoring runs, which is a wild thing to say. It's like usually when you get a bunch of hits, you score runs, right? All right, let's see some more comments on IG. Why is Joe DHing Jose, batting 1 of 20? I know Jose's a guy, but says he has to play. Who said, yeah. Jose, yeah, we might have a little talk about Jose too. I love him, but yes, but at the same point, The ball doesn't go to the wall. A runner scores from first. I wish Jake could throw even a little. I get that. I do. That's Jake's one weakness is the arm. I'd say he's a four tool player outside of that arm. Lineup needs to be rearranged. I know it's unpopular to new baseball, but new baseball doesn't necessarily correct. Score more, still the name of the game. How do you score? Everything feels so tenuous with who's going to go down in the next on injury. Yeah, that is a big thing. I would say, on one hand, with how many injuries they've had, it's insane to say you're still in first place. But on the other hand, watching them play every day, it's also like, how the hell are we in first place? Because this team is not playing good. Put people on in front of the RBI guy. That's your Jordan, period. I hear you. Agree. Our offense and timely hitting is slacking, leaving too many on base. I think they might have peaked too early. Interesting. My lineup: Altuve, Pena, Correa, Jordan, Walker, Sanchez, Diaz, Myers, and whomever. Yeah, I'm leaning that way. I don't think that's an old ball take. I don't think that's like a anti-analytics take. I think, if anything, that leans towards the analytics. If you look at Altuve's stats with nobody on, and then with runners on lately, especially, I feel like the pressure of being that RBI guy is getting to him a little bit. He's pressing. He's trying to push the ball certain directions. It's like when you try. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't play that much, but it's like you try and hit a pop up. It's the hardest thing to do in the world, and then you're trying to do something else and you hit a pop up. Let's see. Team has absolutely no clutch gene. Been saying it for a while, but you have to move Altuve out from Jordan. Give the man some real protection. I agree. I mean, I said this last Friday as well. I think they need to move Altuve back to the leadoff spot. Either leadoff spot or like the 5th or 6th. I don't know. I like Altuve, Pena, Jordan, Correa, Walker, etc. I agree. Sanchez is massively streaky. Yeah, but that's what you knew what you were getting when you got him. What do you think? Who do you think is underperforming out of acquisitions from the deadline? I think everybody's doing fine. I think Sanchez is probably hitting around what you knew what you were getting with him. I need to look at his specific stats, but he was never like this big guy. I mean, you traded Ryan Gusto for him. Remember that. Like, he wasn't this guy that was going to come in and save your season. What he does is he adds some depth to your lineup. So now instead of having to, it's either him or like Taylor Trammell, that's basically who we replaced. So in August, Sanchez had a 708 OPS. I mean, not what you wanted, but about what his career season average was. So specifically against righties, he's still slashing 787 OPS. So that's what you want from him. That's what you're getting from him. So far in September, he's been a little better in the 3 games, 812 OPS. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Correa's been great. Sanchez has been fine. Arias has been fine. He's also not a guy that you brought in to be the guy. Correa was your big guy you slot in the lineup. All 3 of them have done their job as it pertains to getting on base and having good stats, but it's still a team-wide issue of not scoring runs. There's really not one person you can pinpoint like he keeps ruining games outside of somebody like Altuve. But who's to say if you move Altuve out of that RBI slot and put Correa there or whatever, or I mean, Jordan's about the only person that is like, okay, he's doing his job. But like, if Correa was hitting in the spot that Altuve's been hitting in, who's to say he's going to score guys too? Just with how bad it's been. It's really been on everybody. That's not to say I'm opposed to changing it. I think you should try everything you can, but I'm also not going to say, Jose Altuve has ruined our season or anything like that. Altuve needs to be batting 6+. That's never going to happen. As much as Altuve would, he's such a good guy that he probably would if Joe was like, hey, we need to push you down to hit 7th. Altuve would be like, yeah, whatever you need. But he's, because of the respect for him, at least not this season, he's not moving that far down. Maybe later in his career, if he continues to trend down. You know, I think Biggio was hitting like 7th towards the end of his career, 6th or 7th. Yeah, I can see that happening later, but Sanchez is okay. He swings too damn hard. He's like Yiner. He doesn't need to swing hard for contact. Agree and disagree. I think that's just his swing. That's how you hit the ball hard. That's how you make the money. That's what you do. I mean, he swings. His swing is very similar to Soto, and his whole approach is very similar to Soto. He's just not as talented, which is why he's not making $700 million. But his approach is pretty similar. And when he is, I mean, he still swings the bat just as hard when he's hitting a little single the other way. It's more about just timing, everything, you know, that goes with hitting. Arias' glove has been awesome, though. Exactly. Arias came over to be, old ball guy said, Arias is a Ledmus Diaz 2.0. I'd say that's pretty accurate. That's you brought him over to be your second utility guy, your guy that can fill in anywhere on the infield, well, second, short, or third when a guy needs a break. He's done a good job. He's done that. Point isn't made enough that the 3-hole has been rough. Haven't looked. I'm curious how each slot in the lineup is performing month to month. I can look for August, what each slot in the lineup is performing. Let me look at that. We need Paredes back. It's obvious the offense just isn't the same since he works counts. I agree. I think I'm really excited for next year. I mean, if they can figure out how the lineup works defensively. But if you have Yordan, Paredes, and Correa, some back-to-back-to-back way, where, I mean, that's at minimum 15 pitches on the pitcher. That's just at minimum. When they're all going, that's 25 pitches for 3 batters, something like that. They're all working counts. They're getting on base. They're doing what they need to do. That would be sexy. Let's see. I think we need to run Saturday lineup every day. There was something to the consistency that Dusty ran. The issue, Joe, with that is that's the lineup against righties. And I think that will be pretty much the lineup against righties every day, outside of guys needing rest or whatever. The issue is you're not going to run that lineup against lefties. So when they happen to finally get the lineup they wanted on Saturday, lineup they've been looking for all season. Jake was back, put him in there. The very next day, you're facing a lefty, so you have to change it up. But I think tonight they are facing a righty. Oh, TBD for Toronto. Interesting. Oh, no, okay. Not tonight, sorry, tomorrow night. Yeah, TBD. So Toronto hasn't announced their rotation yet, so that's interesting. But yeah, next time you face a righty, I'm pretty positive that'll be the lineup. All right, Astros batting splits by position. I can't break it down by month currently, or at least on Baseball Reference, and I don't have. Let's see, maybe I can. By month, they hit the worst in August, 679 OPS. Not good. The best batting position in the Astros lineup. I'm sure y'all could guess it, but let me see. Let me hear your guesses. It's pretty clear because it's the one outside of injury, the guy that's been the most consistent spot in the lineup is the first spot, Jeremy Pena. Batting first, the Astros leadoff hitter is 817. So the front guy keeps getting on base. Batting their next best position in the batting order is batting third with a 793 OPS, second with a 744 OPS. The fourth spot in the Astros lineup, the cleanup hitter, who should be a guy that scores runs for you, hitting 684 and slugging 388. I think that's the. I think you can circle that on the stat sheet as the crux of the issue. Is your cleanup hitter, the guy that comes up with runners on base and is supposed to hit a home run or hit a double or at least hit a single, batting 236 with a 388 OPS, which means the Astros are not hitting a lot of home runs or doubles or extra base hits with runners on base. I was thinking about this the other night before Correa's 2-run home run to tie it in that Saturday game. And then obviously I don't how did we score the 2 runs on yesterday? Oh yeah, it was a Pena and single. Pena single and a Diaz whatever. Bunt single essentially / hit. I was thinking about it, I was like, when is the last time the Astros hit a big 2-3-run home run in a close game? Because obviously they've hit, Tuve hit one the other day to put the game out of reach. I'm like, when you should watch these teams all the time, if you follow baseball, there's a home run every night from a team that is like tied or down by 1 and they hit like a big 2-run home run, 3-run home run, grand slam, whatever. When is the last time we saw that with the Astros? Where they're in a really close game, trailing or tied, and they hit a big multi-runners on home run. With men on this year, the Astros have 75 home runs. With nobody on, they have 84 home runs. Looks like with 2 runners on, the Astros have the Astros have about 23 home runs. With only 1 runner on, they have like 49. So not very many 3-run home runs. And it's just like, it's of course it's like, run the 3-run home run play, score runs. But it's just something I'm like, where is the big hit? Where is that big hit when we're down or tied? It's like they can scrape across, they get bases loaded, no outs, and they can scrape across 1 run. And it's like, all right, great, we scored 1 run, but man, that should have been an inning that broke it open. Didn't Jake hit second a few times before his injury? Maybe he needs to come up higher in the order. I would agree with that if he gets back to where he was. We need to see him find it a little bit. I think he went 1 for 8 on the weekend. I think you need to give him some time. And at worst, Jake Myers hitting 9th in your order is like that's a good problem to have. That's fine. I feel like Christian Walker has hit a few clutch home runs, but I'm not sure if it's been recently. No, it's been a bit. That until that Correa home run was like a revelation. Like, oh my God, finally we're down by 2 runs and somebody hit a multi-runner home run. It was only 2, but it was something. Espada is killing this team by hitting Yordan second. Altuve protecting him. I don't say it's killing this team, but I would say it's frustrating. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a change there. It's like no one can handle the pressure of cleanup this year. Yeah, that's what it's like, an epidemic of pressure and pressing. The 4th spot was Walker or Diaz for like the majority of the month until Yordan came back. No surprise it was a black hole. Yeah, it's tough. The lineup is on Espada and Dana Brown. They are clueless. Teams are either walking Alvarez or is he hitting solo home runs. The problem is I agree with you, but not to the anger that you got. No, Myers belongs in the bottom of the order. That's where he performs best. I mean, he hit decent at when he was hitting second, I think. We are behind the times again with sign stealing and with runners on. I do agree with that, Paul. I think there's something to be said. Walker was supposed to be that clutch home run guy in place of Tucker Bregman. Yeah, and he finds it occasionally. I wouldn't say he's had a. It's tough. I say he's had a bad season. All in all, right now he's been great. Everybody gets frustrated with the strikeouts. I'm frustrated with the strikeouts. But that's what you're getting. That's what you knew you were getting with Christian Walker. But all in all, he's done his job. It's really it's a whole lineup. It's everybody. It's everybody. It's not one person. Because even Jordan has come up with runners in scoring position and failed. It's just in August, Christian Walker hit 829. So 829 OPS. So high leverage hitting for Christian Walker. Let's see. Yeah, high leverage hitting is 617 OPS. He's had 121 plate appearances in high leverage situations with a 617 OPS. Not great. Not great. I think a lot of that's from earlier in the season, though. I don't know. Let's see. I'm actually very glad they have today off. I think it's gonna be really helpful. This is the this series and the Brave series. I think are your very important. I would say not your biggest series. Obviously, your biggest series is next week when you have Texas and Seattle. But this is your chance to keep your foot down and try and extend this lead to at least, I mean, you want it to be at least at 4 games. I mean, I feel like that's the least you could ask for is to get the lead up to 4 games by the time you face the Rangers and Seattle. I think the Rangers are going to pass Seattle by the time we face the Rangers next. I think it's going to be either they're tied or they are in second place. And as much as we've been looking forward to the Seattle series being a big factor in the division race, I think very quickly that Rangers series is going to overtake it in importance. So, but either way, they're both important. And if you can if you can try and take this series against Toronto, and then ideally you sweep Atlanta, and you can be looking at a 4 or 5 game lead before those 2 big series and try and just slug it out and survive. That's what you hope for. What's the panic meter at? Yeah, give me a 1 through 10. I think I said on Friday that my panic meter was at like a 3. But then it can go up or down depending on how that series went. I think I said if they got swept, it would be like an 8. They didn't get swept. They managed to steal 1 game. They lost a really frustrating one. They lost 2 very frustrating games. Both those games were winnable. I'd say I'm at a 5. I'm right at a 5. What are you all at? 1 through 10, how panicked are you currently with this team? They do get on base. It's just the clutch moments with they do good getting on base, just clutch moments runners score position. Exactly. Megan is a 6 or a 7. James is an 8. Hello, you think the Astros are capable of sweeping a struggling Atlanta team? I know. What a crazy concept. Atlanta is struggling so bad. Their star player, one of the golden children of baseball, one of the best faces of baseball, Ronald Acuna Jr., hit 7th in their lineup the other day. That's how much he's been struggling, and that's how much they have been struggling. 6 if we stay healthy. So 10 is bad. This is the panic meter, by the way, guys. Yeah, so 10 is bad. 1 is I'm okay. We're okay. Everything's fine. James an 8. Discog is a 6. Brandon's a 6.5. Not panicked, but concerned about how bipolar this offense is. I keep waiting for this offense to turn the corner. They have it's a great lineup. It's like when they're all on, if they're all performing at their career norms, even at the average of what they should be performing with their talent and what they've done in the past and what they could do in the future, this lineup could be borderline 2019 for a playoff run if they're all on it. They just haven't been. They've just been bad. I just keep waiting for them to turn that corner and become that, and it's not happening yet. 6, I need them to win 4 of the next 6 games. Turtle, I'd be ecstatic with 4 out of the next 6. I would be so happy with that. The Astros are not going far with the spot as lineups. Key players are out of their roles. Okay. I mean, we're struggling so bad. We want Altuve, Hall of Famer Altuve at 6. Yeah. Yeah, we're down bad. 6, hoping Altuve has vintage era incoming, buoyed by our horrible division. I mean, Altuve is one of the most streaky players in baseball. He absolutely could just turn around and hit like a 900 OPS in September and lead us to a winning division by 3 or 4 games. I mean, a lot can still happen. A lot of baseball left. Black Mantis with a 7.5. The lineup on paper is the best it's been all year. It just hasn't clicked. Yep. And you're just hoping it clicks at any point. Let's see. If we keep batting Yordan 2, then 8. If we move him and Altuve, 5. That's valid. It's valid. If they always show up when it counts the most. They always show up when it counts the most. We'll see. Last postseason was a big wake-up call, I think, for them and for us of like, oh, maybe we were taking for granted how easily they just kept getting into the ALCS and the World Series. They just kept doing it over and over and over again. A little wake-up call from the Tigers, and maybe they come around when they need to. It's time to show up. The clock is ticking. Yep. I mean, we're almost there. Obviously, the Rangers series is like for sure nut up or shut up time, but this is basically your last little pregame, your last stretch of spring training. I mean, you have to win these games. This is your time to figure it out, because become next Monday, it's basically playoff baseball. Essentially, next Monday the 15th starts your playoff baseball for the Astros. That's how they have to look at it. That's how we have to look at it. This is basically the end of your regular season with Toronto and Atlanta, and then you go on to play playoff baseball against your 2 division rivals. You have a chance to basically knock them both out. If you can win 2 out of 3 against Texas and Seattle, you can almost guarantee you're winning the division. Almost. That's where you have to win. You have to win the other games too. You can't go over, but you have to get shit in check and be ready for that series. Right now, the Mariners, for some reason I can't see the rest of your thing there. I have to read it in a minute. Next year, Brady's back could be 2019 light. Oh, I agree. If they do find some way to maneuver things around, if that's Paredes at second, or even Paredes in left field, or Correa at second, or something, offense-wise, this lineup, adding Paredes in, basically instead of like Dubon or I guess Caratini, whoever is the DH or second baseman, this lineup with Paredes in it should rival 2019. Right now, the Mariners are in more of a panic. Yeah, the Mariners are really struggling. As frustrating as it is to be Astros fans right now, imagine being a Mariners fan. Imagine making all these moves at the deadline, having these great pitchers, having a pretty decent lineup, having like 3 or 4 guys, like a guy going for MVP, and then 2 other guys that are going to hit 30-plus home runs, 40-plus home runs. You're looking at the Astros losing to bad teams, struggling, and you're still 2 games behind perpetually, 2 to 3 games behind for like a month and a half. If I was Seattle, if I was a Mariners fan, and you made the playoffs one time during this run, and you got swept by the Astros, that'd be tough. That'd be really tough. And that could all change for them. They could. Seattle has a 4-game series with the Cardinals at home. They could sweep that. And everything can turn around for them, and they can go on a great postseason run and forget how frustrating it's all been. But right now, if I was a Seattle fan, I'd be more frustrated than I am as an Astros fan. Off topic, do you think we keep both Dubon and Arias next year? Yes. I've always said I think a team is as strong as their bench, and if you have both Dubon and Arias on your bench, that's 2 versatile. It's like fantasy football and having like flex position. You have like 2 flexes on your bench. You have 2 guys that can play almost anywhere on the field, that can hit about average. I like Arias a little bit better. Arias has the edge on with his bat, but Doobie can play more positions. So keep them both. Why wouldn't you? Megan says Doobie for life. Yeah. Talking about up here in Seattle, fans are sweating a bit, talking about if they miss the playoffs, the whole front office and staff getting blown up. They should. I don't know about the front office, but I would think about the coaching staff. I mean, the front office has made they've made good moves. They picked up Eugenio Suarez. They've built a really good pitching staff, a pretty decent bullpen. They've built a good roster, similar to the Astros, where they have a pretty good roster. They just aren't winning games for whatever reason. One playoff game at home in 20 years and lose in 18 innings is rough. Man, I fully believe if they would have won that game, they might have come back and won that series. Because, yeah, first home playoff game in 20 years, they were packed. That place was loud all the way through all 18 innings, and they failed, thanks to Jeremy Pena. Sup, Andrew? What are the vibes this episode? The vibes are Dez abandoned me. I was abandoned like a little orphan child. I'm in a little basket, Moses style, floating down the river. Shout out Prince of Egypt. No, he's going back from Austin. No clue where he is right now. Let's see. Yeah, no, he's probably still driving. Luis Garcia was so clutch in that game. Yeah. So was Lance. Dez went out to he said he left to get cigarettes. Papa? He'll be back Wednesday, though. We'll be back Wednesday live. We're doing every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the rest of the season. We're here with y'all every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If anything crazy happens, probably in between that, I think Thursday day game. I think we have a day game this Thursday. This Thursday, day game, we will be live at 2 for the Toronto game. So this week, you are getting 4 live streams. We are right here with you this entire stretch of games. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, day game. Next Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's the big ones. That's the big ones against Rangers in Seattle. We'll probably be at a bunch of the games. Come say hi. Astros signed pitcher this offseason, need Framber gone. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the Astros go big for a different ace. I'm not sure who that'd be. I don't know if that'll be through trade or whatever. But I do think they're going to go after somebody big. So was LMJ good game all around? Oh, so was LMJ good game all around. Yeah, that game was great. They both, I mean, people love to talk shit on LMJ, but He's like literally the reason we have 2 rings in the city of Houston. So, I mean, you can only hate him so much. Like, come on. He promised me a chance. He promised me a Choco Taco if I was good. Yeah. He said he was going to get me a Snickers bar, but I haven't seen him. Damn, so who's going to go with you to Houston's wing joint and Apollo's wing joint? That's a great point. That's a great point, Andrew. Dez on the Longhorn Bender. Yeah, I had no idea he was still in Austin. I know he went to the game on Saturday, but he was like, yeah, I'm texting me this morning, like 3 hours before the show started. It was like, hey, I'm still driving back from Austin. I'm like, oh. So he was like, and I barely heard from him all weekend, so I know he was having a great time. Yeah, y'all are still in the same. Yeah, well, y'all are talking. That's okay. Y'all have your talk. That's good. Talk a ball. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to do it. Speaking of Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint, we are sponsored by Big City Wings, Apollo's wing joint, Houston's wing joint. Go get you some Big City Wings this week. I'm going to probably go on Thursday or Wednesday right after. I actually, like, it's marked in my head on my head calendar. Wednesday after our live show, I'm going to go get me a burger on Burger Wednesday. That's my favorite day. Sweet sourdough bun on that burger is delicious. It's one of the best burgers in the city. It's really surprising. I'm not a wing guy personally, so when I go, I'm either getting the burger or I'm getting the chicken and waffles. Damn, good stuff. Literally any sport on every wall is covered in TVs. So if you're on lunch and you want to watch some ball or some people talk ball, they have every TV going. Great spot. So, yeah, I think Astros sweep Toronto. They are due for a big series win. As optimistic as I've been, and I've called multiple sweeps that haven't happened, I did not call a sweep this weekend. I hope they would take 2 or 3, and they lost 2 or 3. So, a lot of money comes off the books. Hopefully they sign Tucker. I don't think that'll happen, but appreciate the energy. Yeah, Megan. Yeah, Brandon, I appreciate the energy. Sweep Toronto. I'm with that. Did y'all know Snickers was named after a horse? I did not. We need another Big City Wings stream. Yeah, it's been a while since we did we can't get ahead of ourselves, but I'm excited for what we can do with this playoffs. We're definitely going to be streaming or doing something for each game, whether it's a get-together watch party or a stream from here. Hopefully, we have a deep postseason run that we can have a lot of fun with. We had a ton of fun in 2022. 23 was really fun when Altuve hit that home run against the Rangers. We were on stream, and that was electric. Hopefully, we can get some more moments like that, and not the moments that happened after that. Those 2 next streams were those saddest, most embarrassing streams. I should probably just delete them from the channel because they were so bad. I have barred Josh from calling sweeps the rest of the season. It never ends well for us. Look, I called one sweep correctly, like in June or July. I think it called us sweeping. I don't even remember who it was, and that worked. And I got a little high on that. I got a little high on that feeling. I'm gonna admit it. It was nice. It felt good. And I was optimistic for my boys. Right now, I'd be happy. I forget who said it. Somebody said 4 or 6 in this next 6 games. I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with 2 or 3 from Toronto, and then 2 or 3 from Atlanta. It's fine with me. Win games. My main thing is, obviously, I want to win games, but whether you win or lose, if the offense can show that they're figuring it out, they're starting to click, and you get good. If you're going to win 4-6, I would take getting swept by Toronto and then sweeping Atlanta, so you go into the Texas series hot. However it happens, I want 4-6, and I want to go into the Rangers Seattle series hot, ready to play ball, offense clicking, rotation set up, looking good. That's all I want. The first taste is always free. Yeah, I'll be happy as long as we win the division. Agreed. As much as I want to go for that 1 or 2 seed, and you can make a dent in that this weekend against Toronto, they are currently the 1 seed by half a game, and you are behind them by math. Astros are behind Toronto by 4.5. No, 4. No, 4.5. Math. Astros are behind Toronto by 4.5. So if you happen to sweep them, and Detroit can lose some games as well, you're looking at the 1 or 2 seed being right within reach. A lot of things can change over these next 2 weeks. So thank you for hanging out with me, solo dolo, talking ball, and being healthy. Great point from Megan. Get through this weekend or this week healthy and ready to go for the Rangers and Seattle series. Win some games. That's all you want. That's all you want. Nice. Toronto's in first place. Last I checked, the Astros are 11-2 against first place teams. That's a great point. They play good teams well, and this is a good team. Astros are very inconsistent this year from offense to pitching. Yeah. I'd say pitching is more consistent, especially with all the injuries. They've held it down for the most part. But yeah, thank you for everyone hanging out. Been chasing that high ever since. On paper, we should finish the season with 89 wins. I would be happy with that. I think 89 wins can win you the division. Well, let's find out. I will be, Dez should be back here with me and Dez on Wednesday at noon. Shout out Big City Wings. Shout out Zing Zang. That's going to do it.